My YouTube channel. Welcome back to my live stream. Welcome back to my Monday Night Raw review. This is Cast 2024. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. This is the final show in the European tour. They're in London, UK. We got a lot to talk about. We're on the road to WrestleMania. This feels like WrestleMania. Man, it was a very good show, a decent show. We saved it with the segment that we're going to get into with Johnson and Cody Rhodes. They absolutely cooked each other. The time is now for Cena and Cody. This feels like WrestleMania. We have a lot to talk about. This promo was awesome. Obviously, the show opened. I can't wait to go through it. Now, we got like 19 days until WrestleMania. Man, this was awesome. I just want to say hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section below on what you guys think about this. The show was very good. It was very decent. Um, I McIntyre wearing iPads. Now make sure you guys my video happens by Solomon the Sound Off, Fight for Pro Wrestling, and JD from New York, and the other favorite podcasters. Alright. The Thought could be leaving soon. Alright. Shocking TNA firing set off channel about to sell. It TNA gonna sell. Now, these are the news and rumors here. Hold on. Alright. The best thing on the show was John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Can't believe Cena called Cody Rhodes this. I'm gonna bury you. Cody Rhodes did mention Vince McMahon. He also mentioned Stardust. Cody Rhodes himself. John Cena just embarrassed himself. I think they were given a lot of time, like more than 20 minutes. We did get the show was pretty good. The New Day still a win over New Camp Republican. Tyler Bate made a return. 18 New Day. New Day got the victory. They steal the win. And the War Raiders confront the New Day, so clearly we're setting up this feud. I think the New Day will win those tag team titles. I think it's time because the War Raiders haven't done anything. They've been afterthought. They've been irrelevant. They haven't defended the title. They haven't done up with them. I think the New Day will win those tag team titles. And got to hand their heel turn after turning on Big E back in December. Yeah, I think the New Day will win it. It might be at WrestleMania or it might be on Monday Night Raw, maybe on the Go Home show. We got Gunther. He beat Jimmy Uso tonight. Made Jimmy Uso suffer in brutal match. He actually made him bleed. It was very good. This is Gunther final one to Jey Uso before the match. AJ Styles and Logan Paul. So it looks like we are getting this match at WrestleMania. They are setting it up. Logan Paul and AJ Styles will go one-on-one at WrestleMania. Triple H's brutal 3-fight against Mick Foley. Gunther forces Jey Uso to watch a vicious attack on Jimmy. He actually handcuffed Jey Uso to the ropes. And he made him watch as the body was beaten up and bleeding to death. Yeah. WWE are facing SmackDown. Alright. Now let's look at the podcasters here. Alright. I actually love that Cody Rhodes and John Cena mentioned Vince McMahon and Tony Khan. At least weapons there. Alright.
And now it's become more about like personal, like how John Cena done on set, and now it's personal. Like The Rock doesn't even exist anymore. They're almost treating it like The Rock doesn't exist. It kind of reminds me of like the new Star Wars movies, where it's like, okay, we just who's Ray's. You might know Harbor Freight for affordability. What you might not know is performance. Super chat. I wanted to. I'm glad you all could appreciate that. But this super chat. But on this episode of Raw, they were singing his praises. They were loving on Cody. John Cena flipped that crowd on him, and they were booing Cody. And then Cody won them back. I don't know how you can not say Cody won this. It takes a lot to survive a John Cena promo.
Okay, and what to go finish?
Let's talk about how I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win this prediction.
I will say this: if you don't put max confidence on Finn with the Intercontinental title, you're disappointed. As well, you should be, but I'm gonna do it.
Playing a Call of Duty Battle Pass or a Fortnite Battle Pass or a Destiny 2 Battle Pass, and they're just dripping content out every couple of weeks, every few weeks, just to keep the people playing the game so that they don't beat everything in one shot and that they don't get bored. So WWE giving us everything up front. That's the way that they've handled this John Cena, Cody Rhodes situation over the last 3 weeks. John Cena came out.
Hold on. Oh.
What he did at the Elimination Chamber with Cody Rhodes, but didn't really go into an explanation as to why he did it. It was the fans' fault. We had only that to go off of for the first 2 weeks. Cody Rhodes, on the flip side, did not get angry. He did not seek vengeance. He did not seek blood after what the Hollywood connection did to him at the Elimination Chamber. He waited it out like everybody else to see what the explanation would be and give John Cena the benefit of the doubt to see him explain himself. He blamed the fans. That was in week 1. He did not mention number 17 in week 1. He mentioned number 17 in week 2 while also adding on top of what he did and what he said to the fans in week 1. He did not mention anything with The Rock, any sort of relationship with The Rock. And again, in week 2, Cody didn't really seek revenge. He didn't seek to lay his hands on John Cena. He didn't really do much of anything but wait it out, hear him out. A lot of people were frustrated coming out of last week's Raw because even though John Cena gave us that drip content, and John Cena did just barely enough to get us into the next week, people were still asking questions about what they saw. And a lot of the focus was, is this John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, or is this John Cena versus the WWE Universe at WrestleMania? Now, you may look at it differently. You may look at it differently. You may look at this as a generational main event. This is the only year that we are possibly going to see John Cena and Cody Rhodes ever. At this stage, at this level, at WrestleMania, for the biggest prize in the sport. Some of you have enjoyed what we've gotten so far. Others, they have not, and have vehemently asked questions. Well, where's The Rock? What's the connection with The Rock? Why did you sell your soul? Is there going to be a face-to-face where we actually get promo to promo, Cody versus John Cena? Why haven't they done that? Is WWE afraid that John Cena is going to cook Cody Rhodes on the microphone and bury Cody Rhodes on the microphone? We all know Cody can stand up for himself in a promo battle with anybody. They haven't given us enough. And with 3 weeks till WrestleMania, and supposedly John Cena going away for the duration of the road to WrestleMania until WrestleMania itself, it has left fans wondering what was going to happen tonight. And I think everybody involved has, at least for this week, calmed people's concerns. John Cena finally gave us a why. He gave us a why about why he attacked Cody Rhodes. It was a very good explanation. Do I feel some of it is, quote, I do look at John Cena's mannerisms. Do I get just a small smidgen that a lot of what he's saying is forced and not really genuine? I can see people's concerns in the fact that John Cena may be projecting his heel turn and it coming out as forced. I could see that. Not that that means it's bad, but I could do feel and see that he really is trying too hard and it's not really coming out as natural as it should be. That doesn't mean it's bad or what the context of what he's saying is bad or wrong. And John Cena has nailed a lot of what he's done so far in the 3 weeks that we've seen him on television. But I do get that sense, and I would not snide anybody who thought that same way. WWE needed to come out swinging tonight. Cena and Cody needed to come out swinging tonight, and that's exactly what they did. John Cena gave us the why. Still no mention of The Rock, which I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that in the next 3 weeks, we do see at least one appearance from Dwayne Johnson. John Cena came out swinging. Cody Rhodes absolutely stood up for himself and went face to face with John Cena with absolutely no hesitation whatsoever, not a single stutter. John Cena known for burying talent on the microphone, and the most stable of them all is Roman Reigns. He made Roman Reigns, in one of the last few years, we've seen the big dog look like a fucking puppy. And ever since then, people are like, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to go toe-to-toe with John Cena at that level. And tonight, Cody Rhodes did. So all that worry, all that fear went right out the window. Cody looked and sounded great. I would even go out there to say that Cody tonight on the stick sounded the best he's ever sounded since he's returned to the WWE. John Cena hit a home run. He came out swinging.
To bury your ass.
Crowd gave him the heat that he
if
needed.
I beat you clean,
and it was the segment that we
clean,
absolutely needed after 2 weeks of John Cena versus the WWE Universe and not enough of John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. So they nailed it. What's to come now? I'm already looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to Minneapolis. I'm looking forward to Chicago. I'm looking forward to Boston. I believe those are the next 3 cities on the road to WrestleMania. I'm looking forward to those weeks. What is WWE going to do to follow up? It's not a good look if you're going to send Cody Rhodes out there for 3 weeks to sell this match and this story on his own without John Cena. It's not a good look that John Cena is going to do whatever he's got to do for the next 3 weeks, and we won't see him again until he gets to Las Vegas on April 20th. Does that mean The Rock is going to show up and add his 2 cents on top of why everything happened? Maybe it wasn't supposed to be John Cena to explain. Maybe John Cena feels like he doesn't have to explain why he joined The Rock and sold his soul to The Rock. Maybe The Rock is going to do that for him. Because at the end of the day, we may be getting Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, but at the end of the day as well, Cody Rhodes is still very much in a war with The Rock. And all of this is The Rock's doing. And if we don't see The Rock over the course of the next 3 weeks, and only Cody Rhodes, I'm going to be very disappointed. So WWE may have hit a home run with that segment tonight. It was one of the best segments that we got in pro wrestling all year between Cody and John Cena. Over the next 3 weeks, they need to continue this momentum. They need to take this sense of urgency that they had bottled up tonight, delivered it. They need to take that into next week. I don't want to sit here next week and say, what happened to last week? Why didn't they forward their biggest match this WrestleMania season? I don't want to sit here and say that. We don't need that. We need more of what we got tonight. So hopefully they know what they're doing. Because I think all the concerns of the fan base, they were answered tonight. But that doesn't mean people still aren't looking for more. 3 weeks to go. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair. Main event tonight with Bianca as the special guest referee. Women's World Championship on the line. And I think everybody kind of knew where this was going before the bell even rung tonight. I think everybody knew that we were probably headed for a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship in Las Vegas at WrestleMania. And that's exactly what we are getting. It's not made official, but you can see where everything is going. Rhea had Io beat tonight for the Women's Championship. She had the riptide and nailed it. But accidentally before that, Rhea Ripley booted Bianca Belair out of the ring. It was accidental. And Bianca Belair was not there, not visible to make the 3 count. But the crowd in the United Kingdom gave Rhea Ripley an audible 12 count. And Rhea Ripley could have won 4 times over if Bianca Belair was in the ring doing what she had to do. Io Sky and introducing the spicy chicken Italian, roasted chicken breast sub, and roasted chicken sub bowl. Ripley and drop kicked off the top rope by Io Sky, and Bianca Belair said, you know what, fuck this shit, I have enough that I'm dealing with. I don't need this bullshit, goodbye. I got my title match, I don't give a shit what happens to either one of you. Io, I'll see you at WrestleMania. Double disqualification. Show goes off the air with Rhea Ripley standing tall. And I'm assuming next week, Adam Pearce, who caused all this mess, this is his problem. He is to blame for everything that happened here tonight. I'm assuming he will make a triple threat match for WrestleMania, which everybody's predicted, for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania, which will not be the main event of night 1 because that is given to CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. Gunther. Man, oh man, I know a lot of people have been very vocal about the build for Gunther and Jey Uso for the Men's World Heavyweight Championship. Where's the build? Where's the intensity? Jey Uso doesn't deserve it. They've done nothing with him. The story sucks. Jey Uso's been teaming with Jimmy against A-Town Down Under. Jey Uso's been buddy-buddy with Otis and Akira Tozawa. It's almost as if WWE didn't have a fucking plan coming out of the Royal Rumble for Jey Uso, and they just threw shit at the wall, hoping the fans wouldn't complain, because everybody loves the heat. Fans complain. Fans complain so much that there's hashtags now and movements online for Jey to lose to Gunther at WrestleMania. I don't blame those people. I don't blame those people. But you see where WWE is going with this. It took 1 botch and 2 weeks for WWE to have the light bulb go off and say, you know what, this is what we need to do. It's almost as if they didn't have a fucking plan coming out of the Royal Rumble for Jey Uso and Gunther. That they didn't have a plan over 12 weeks for these guys. They didn't have a story for 12 weeks for Jey Uso and Gunther. The light bulb went off 2 weeks ago when Jey purposely blundered and botched over a top rope dive. And they turned that moment into the storyline. Jey doesn't believe in himself. Jey's letting all the critics, Jey's letting all the hate, Jey's letting Gunther and that doubt creep in. To the next week, and they do the spear spot. He slips face down, and Gunther, he destroys him. WWE's taken Jey's botch, turned it into a storyline, and is now cast out over Jey Uso. where we get to tonight. They needed to do one thing and one thing only with the match that they booked with Jimmy Uso and Gunther tonight, and WWE absolutely nailed it. Is the feud saved? It might very well be, because it was the best thing that we've gotten in the entire build so far. That has finally made the match feel personal. And it feels personal for both Jay and Gunther. Not just Jay. Gunther is very much a part of this as well. And he played his role fucking great tonight. And my God, what a fucking visual. WWE tonight. I am glad that they're heading back to the United States. These 6 p.m. streams fuck me up. I had to have dinner like my fucking grandfather at 5 p.m. because I have to sit here with you guys at 6 o'clock. Figure it's best to go live now than to go live later. WWE turned out probably the best Monday Night Raw on this entire stretch of European shows tonight. Got a nice sense of urgency tonight that I hope that they continue on into the next 3 weeks. And WWE finally made it feel, for the first time in several weeks, like there's actually a WrestleMania show coming up in Las Vegas on April 19 and April 20. I can only hope that they know what they're doing from this point out, and that the WrestleMania show that's happening a little later this year in April is the reason that WWE waited to give us that feeling finally this WrestleMania season. That's something that people are overlooking. WWE and the fact that WrestleMania is happening on Easter Sunday this year, and by my estimation, WrestleMania would probably be this coming weekend. It would be this weekend. WWE, with the fact that they are doing WrestleMania on Easter Sunday, and that they had 3 additional weeks to give themselves time, everything that we saw tonight we would have gotten already. WrestleMania season would have been shortened. It would have felt more like WrestleMania season. The fact that WWE stretched WrestleMania to the end of April, it feels like we've been waiting for something like this to happen all WrestleMania season, and fans are overlooking that. I don't want to use that as an excuse for bad television, but WWE really shouldn't use that as an excuse for what they've done so far. They have so many people, so many writers to make these shows feel special on a week-to-week basis, and they simply have not done that. And now we're forced to wait because of the long time in between WrestleManias.
And that's a problem.
The Elimination Chamber had taken place on March 1st, and WrestleMania not till April 19 and April 20. That's a long fucking time. Normally, it's about 4 or 5 weeks. We got 7 weeks, 8 weeks for WrestleMania. Again, I don't want to use that as an excuse, but people are simply overlooking that fact. But everything we got tonight, we would have already gotten, and it would have felt a lot like WrestleMania season, more so than we've gotten already this year. But I'm glad that they brought the fire tonight, because they absolutely needed to, with 3 weeks still left to go. Thank you guys very much for joining me here on the Monday.
Alright, now let me show you the other podcast. Actually, hold on. Actually, I want to, hope I didn't miss anything. No, I didn't. Alright, now, let me talk about Monday Night Raw again, so I make sure you guys are caught up here. Now, this is what I showed earlier. Cena and Cody Rhodes face off in London. Cody Rhodes nailed John Cena with a crossbows. It was actually one of the best things on the show. It was fantastic. I'm so glad that we got the face-to-face and we got a back and forth between Cody and Cena. It wasn't just John Cena talking about the fans or laughing out at them. We finally got a face-to-face. It was great. One of the best things on the show. This opened the show. We've given more than 20 minutes. It was very good, and we will go through it. The New Day, they got a win over New Camp Republic. Now the feud is a lot better with Gunther and Jay. It's been personal for both of them. I can't wait. Hopefully we get the New Day beating the Wolverine for the tag team titles. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate get his head screwed right on. That was a very good beat down there. We got the tag team match with Penta and Braun Breaker against the Judgment Day, Balor and Dominic. Finn Balor pinned Penta for the first time. So Penta suffers his first loss, his first pinfall since being on the main roster. He was pinned by Finn Balor. I don't know what we're doing here, but we could be looking at a fatal four-way. It could be a fatal four-way for the IC title. I don't know. But it could be looking that way. We know what's going on with the Judgment Day here. AJ Styles and Logan Paul had a brawl here. So the match is beneficial. We will get D2 WrestleMania. There's not much heat between it, just the way you get them on the card. Alright.
I failed. Everything I set out to.
End of the day,
Now let's see Denise Salcedo and Shanti. I wonder how long with this. How long with this? I hope it's not too long.
here we go. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Speak Now Pro Wrestling. Happy
Going back to our regularly scheduled programming of the night shows. I feel like I'm not productive enough with my life and my day-to-day after all.
and Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, whenever they go back and forth. And truth be told, I was not sure what was going to happen when we saw that, when we saw them finally do it. And I'm going to say here right now, and I can honestly say, in my honest opinion, Santi, that Cody Rhodes won this promo war. I think.
Oh my God, Denise, you are so painfully wrong.
No, I am right.
I will say the world is based on my chat. It's split. I see a lot of people do that, but here's the thing. Let me present you with why I think John Cena won this promo battle. He was able to win this promo battle, keeping everything PG-13 and without using low-hanging fruit to get cheap pops. It's funny because Cody Rhodes at the beginning, he's like, you're probably gonna mention Stardust and make fun of this and make fun of my list, mentioning all of these dumb, low-hanging fruit things that John Cena could use as ammo. And John Cena torched them using none of those low-hanging fruits. And what does Cody Rhodes have to do? He has to swear, make fun of his dick. He has to call him a piece of shit. He used everything that is obviously going to get you a cheap pop. But I definitely, look, I don't think this was Cena railroading Cody Rhodes. I don't think it was. I think Cena's promo was much better. My God, Denise, the line of, I make empires for billionaires, but you just steal money from them, from their kids? Are you kidding me? Tony Khan getting lambasted like that in the middle of Monday Night Raw? Crazy. No. Cena torched them. Not torched them, but it was better.
Okay, here's the thing, though. We don't normally see Cody Rhodes go for the low-hanging fruit. And people have been saying, oh, we want Cody Rhodes to be more edgy. And we knew that John Cena is really good at those one-liners. So what did Cody Rhodes do? He kind of took a page out of John Cena's book and came prepared with those one-liners. I will admit, though, I think the strongest line that John Cena had tonight was that one line where he referenced, Tony Khan and Shad Khan and all of that. I thought that was massively well done. But I just feel because Cody Rhodes had a lot more where he was talking about his dick and his shorts and all of that. Where he mentioned
He even brought in Vince.
But the Zac Efron line, Santi.
That was funny.
That was
funny. But I feel like that's so surface level. Cena went in deep into Cody Rhodes' affiliation into the business, how he fits in, how he doesn't fit the role that Cena fit for the past 20 years. To me, it was so a much better character destruction from Cena to Cody than Cody just saying all of the fun one-line singers that are going to get us to cheer. Here's the thing: I feel like the win here for Cody is that he didn't get destroyed. But I don't, in no world do I think that Cody won that promo.
I do think so, and I'll tell you why. Again, he did something different that we weren't expecting from him. And I know you said like, oh, you know, the low hanging fruit and all of that, but at the end of the day, what are you going to remember? He's going to remember more of those bullet point moments of Cody Rhodes saying all of these things to John Cena than I am the John Cena portion. I feel like the Cody Rhodes stuff when you ask me 3 weeks from now, hey Denise, what did Cody Rhodes say to John Cena? I'm gonna remember a lot more than I am with what Cody Rhodes.
It's because you like High School Musical. You like High School Musical. You like Zac Efron. That Zac Efron line was corny. It like Denise, we are so on polar opposites here. It's not even funny.
Look, I just feel like Cody Rhodes was more memorable than this. And you want to know why? Because as John Cena was going on, Santi, I kept thinking to myself, man, I was expecting John Cena to like roast him even harder. Oh, and then the ending too, where he told them, like, you know, fans have never chanted, you can't wrestle to me. Dude, that to me is, you know, when you are a pro wrestler, people are chanting, you can't wrestle. That is such a slap in the freaking face. And so for Cody to bring that out there, that was like an insult to John Cena's pride. So I do feel Cody won this promo.
That last line from Cody was probably like the best one, like in my opinion, out of all like the single layer zingers. I felt like Cody kept it too simple, too simplistic, and very reliant on the cheap pop for people like you, Denise. Apparently it worked. Apparently for the Denises of the world it worked. I think Cena ran away with that promo, and dare I say it wasn't even close. But again, I don't think that Cody got torched by any means. I don't think anyone got buried. I felt like Cody did the best that he could. In fact, I do believe that it was him getting all of these one-liners and zingers and cheap pops that allowed him to be on the same level as John Cena. Because, like I said, Cena didn't need to rely on those. The only zinger that he had was the Tony Khan one, and it was delivered masterfully, like actually masterfully.
Okay, so when John Cena does it, it's okay.
Yes, that's literally it. Do you think I'm afraid to mention my hypocrisy? Do you think you were, oh, I got him, hypocrite something? Yeah, when Cena does it, it's fine.
That's what I'm saying. Had John Cena said all of the types of lines that Cody Rhodes said, I think you would have been here being like, greatest John Cena promo ever,
I disagree.
greatest promo of 2025. This was one of Cody Rhodes' best promos, and he deserves his freaking flowers for it. Even if he did go lowbrow or whatever you want to call it, I'm here for it. I love that Cody Rhodes finally showed some like edge and came out here and ready to roast and keep people laughing about the things that he mentioned. And he hit on so many different lines that I'm sorry, I think Cody Rhodes won this by a landslide.
Hey, you know what? Dick jokes and Vince McMahon references will always work, I guess.
And you know what, Santi, I have one more thing to say.
Oh,
And this is
Denise, I'm
directly
already
to
angry at you. I'm already angry. What
You're
now?
about to get more angry.
All right, let's go.
Auntie, John Cena broke up with you. It's over.
Stop.
It's over. He's not going to call you. He's not going to write you a letter. No, it is over. You need to move on. There are other wrestlers in the sea.
No. He doesn't know what I can bring to the table yet. He doesn't understand. He's just doing this because he loves me.
Oh my God. All right. Well, we got a couple of super chats here, and I'm curious to see how people felt about this promo and who everyone thinks that they actually won this. All right. With that being said, we got a super chat here from Brian Watson. Thank you so much, Brian, for your generosity. He says, thank you for the time that you put in. That's very, very nice of you. I've done a few of them. Finally got it better. I finally won some matches. We got Bailey Darley here who says, I love Cena and Cody's promo and Finn pinning Penta. It was amazing, but a bit disappointed with the ending of the women's title match. I'm ready for WrestleMania. So let's touch on that add to while we're here right now, and that is the ending of Monday Night Raw. I think for the most part, we all knew that we were going to be getting shenanigans with Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky versus with Bianca Belair as a special guest referee, and basically we got a pretty decent deal. Like they were going at it. There was like two little mishaps in it, but I feel like it didn't take away from the performance whatsoever, and I was really invested in the match. However, there's a moment where Rhea accidentally big boots Bianca out of the ring, and so Rhea Ripley ends up getting a visual pin on Io Sky, but of course Bianca wasn't there to count it. And then she ends up getting hit two more times, one more time by Rhea, one more time by Io, and so she finally gets fed up and she calls this a DQ. And Rhea goes nuts. She's pissed. She hits a riptide off the second rope to Bianca Belair. So there's a lot of people thinking that Rhea Ripley may be turning heel. So I know there's a lot to unpack here, but how'd you feel about the match, the DQ, which I think we were kind of all expecting, and then the possibility of Rhea going heel?
I like the possibility of Rhea going heel, especially. I would love somebody to be the heel. Is basically what I'm getting at, as opposed to having three different baby faces, because we already kind of have that dynamic with the men, with CM Punk, Roman, and Seth Rollins. I would love for this next to bring something different to the table in terms of fan dynamics and who to root for and who to not root for, etc. And I do think that Rhea Ripley can play that role the best. She still think that they're overcomplicating just getting Rhea into this match, but I can appreciate them trying to be logical and trying to last week and trying to turn it into a storyline. I'm ready to move on. I'm like, that happens, on to the next thing. I'm not somebody that allows a box to ruin what was a pretty good match. But yeah, here we are. We have Rhea Ripley standing tall on both Io Sky and Bianca Belair. How do you now add Rhea to this match logically at this point? Is it just Adam Pearce saying, yeah, now we add her? It's like, why couldn't we technically done that in the first place?
Right. I think they're going to probably rely on her having gotten that visual pin.
The
because
visual
I think
pin,
that could be the argument for her being like, hey, we got to like 20. I think, damn it, Rhea, whatever. This moments where people really knew, okay, this is happening at WrestleMania, which I guess people already know, so I'm not going to be too hard on that.
Well, at least we're in agreement after your cross-continental domestic abuse case that we almost had here on this podcast between me and you with a disagreement regarding John Cena. At least we agree on this. I would have loved the show to end with Adam Pearce turning this into a triple threat. That would have been a hype way to end this. I'm still fine with it. Like, here's the thing. Like, it's not as if like, oh, they're adding Rhea too late to this match. It's gonna, they're not gonna have enough time to build it. The whole build's been all three of them. They just haven't had Rhea officially in the match, but like they've been building all three of them.
Exactly, yeah. So let's just get to it at this point. All right, well, we got Corey McArthur here who says, ready for us to return to. And thank you, Corey. We got Rare Gamer 99 who says, Lisa Tequila, I'm glad WWE is putting Chad Gable's health first, but who's going to be El Grande Americano's opponent? So he's going to be in action next week, and from the sounds of it, I think they're going to, Adam Pearce's plan is to do Chad Gable versus El Grande Americano, right?
That should.
He's wrong, and Denise is right. Yo, that's already 1 point for me, just like we have 1 point for Cody and 0 for John Cena.
Oh my God, keep coping, Denise. Whatever, Lisa, keep moving on.
Jacob, thank you so much for having my back. We got Sucho here says, can we have a moment of silence for Jimmy Uso? All right, so Jimmy Uso with the slap heard around the world last week, or the week before that, whenever it happened, slapped Gunther, and it went like viral because that was a massive slap. And we all knew that today, heading into this matchup between Gunther and Jimmy Uso, that Gunther was essentially going to kill Jimmy. Santi, during this match, to be real with you, I was thinking that Gunther could have gone in a lot harder on Jimmy. The whole time I was thinking that.
Yeah, me and my chat were like, that was okay. I mean, it was a beatdown. He himself stopping the pins. We're like, I guess that kind of works. It kind of pushes things forward. It kind of helps the story. I was kind of expecting more murder. And then murder we got, Denise. Oh my God. That was, so I tweeted this. I tweeted that this saved the feud. The complete destruction annihilation of Jimmy Uso saved the feud. I'm so glad that they focused on the Jimmy angle of this storyline, not the botches that we said were a bad idea last week. This works so much better. This is Jey Uso. This is a guy who his entire career has been in some way, shape, or form intertwined with something to do with family, right? Tagging with his brother, the bloodline, whatever it might be, whether it's honorary family members with Sami Zayn. So, like focusing on Gunther destroying family to me lands so much more with when you look at Jay's entire career. That is the motivation that Jay needed. I am now in the camp after seeing that. Gunther's a huge piece of shit, awesome, terrible heel, and I want Jay to win. They fixed it. They did it, Denise. To me, they saved this feud.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I think that the visual of Gunther chopping and hitting Jimmy as Jimmy's face was like completely bloodied up. I mean, we all know that's going to be the part that they play in this WrestleMania video package to hype up this match. And God, that is so much better than what would have been, right? Which is would be the botches or the mistakes or like being like, oh, see, Jey Uso did not believe in himself. And that would have not been a great selling point there. So the fact that instead it was, hey, not only am I getting revenge for myself and all the shit that you've done to me personally, Gunther, but now the shit that you did to somebody that I love. And here's the other thing. So I don't know if you were feeling this way, Santi, but when I was watching SmackDown for several weeks and we would have Jimmy go out there, I kind of feel bad saying this, and I'm so sorry, but when Jimmy would go out there, it didn't feel the same anymore. He felt like he really needed so much more to kind of get over in the same way that, Jay is over, or Jacob Fatu, or all these people in the bloodline that you just have more anticipation for. It kind of felt like Jimmy fell way below the ladder and there wasn't really that much interest in him. And ever since the slap and now this has been like a saving grace, I think, for Jimmy, because at one point I kind of felt like he was just there and there was almost like there wasn't a real purpose for him. It was just, oh man, it's not Jay Uso. That's kind of like the vibe that I was feeling. So now I feel like this has completely turned that around. Like that slap, that doesn't save Jimmy from me right now. Like just
how about we say it saved all three of them? Because one of the things that's been kind of a letdown was when Gunther said that I'm going to make these next however many weeks a living hell. And they've been okay in terms of like how aim of this feud not being amazing purely on
felt so bad because we were waiting for so long for Gunther to be world heavyweight champion and then for the championship reign to hit the way that it has been. Yeah, this was definitely the best week for this to boost up a lot more. So I agree with you. We got Bailey Darling here who says, I wanted Naomi to come out because of how bad Jimmy got beaten tonight. I don't know. Naomi's got her own problems right now. Bailey, thank you. We got JJ Castillo who says, from Barcelona to London, it was great seeing the crowd go crazy during this European tour. Can't wait to see them run it back in August. Yeah, I think ahead of Clash of the Castle, they are going to be running it back. I think they said in Liverpool and also in Dublin.
Leon. I think they're doing Leon again.
Oh, they are? Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah. No, they killed it. All the crowds really killed it. I thought that they really made these last couple of shows really worth it. I agree with you, JJ. We got G. Alexander here who says, I don't know what Santi is smoking, but Cody Rhodes cooked with that promo. Cody was much better on the mic. Also, what a segment between Gunther and Jay Uso. Santi, that is now two people that
you know what it is. You know what it is.
Tell me I'm right and you're wrong.
Here's what it is. I like a delicious Wagyu aged steak with some delicious Brussels sprouts. I like highbrow food. I like delicious 5-star meals. You guys are over here. Yeah,
the dick joke. All right, I'm sorry. Dick jokes are always funny. Mentioning Vince McMahon or alluding to him, that's huge. And then him talking about like, I'm sorry. I think you're wrong, Santi. I think that Cody Rhodes cooked. I think that Cody Rhodes was underestimated, and I think that's probably why they made sure to get him all of these singers in here because they didn't want the conversation to be, hey, John Cena completely walked all over Cody Rhodes.
Denise, I really am still a fan of you, but you truly are a piece of shit.
All right, that was good. That was good.
It worked for you.
No.
That's the irony is hilarious. I was making fun of it, and you're like, oh.
See, he just showed that Cody Rhodes' promo is good. He's still making match more interesting, less or same, and how confident Jay will finally beat Gunther. I think for the most part, we've all been anticipating for Jay to defeat Gunther, and they just had to, I think, make him a little bit more credible. I think that's been the challenge heading into the matchup here, and I do think it makes it far more interesting than where we were at before. Thank you, Jacob. We got Mr. CJ Lilly in the building. Who says so? Everyone knows I know what Alexa Bliss is doing. Spot match, anything, and it's confirmed I'm all out on this WrestleMania. I know she's fine, but come on, Liv, it's right there, or a single glitch. Yeah, are you at all surprised, Santi, that we really haven't seen too much from Alexa Bliss, unfortunately, since she came back, she was part of Elimination Chamber, it was cool. They were teasing a couple of Wyatt Six stuff, but since then we haven't really seen much of Alexa. That bummed me out.
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely. It bumps me out. But I'm at the point where we're so close to Mania that I would rather than just wait until after WrestleMania to bring back the Wyatt Six and Alexa Bliss. It almost makes me think that they just shouldn't have brought back Alexa Bliss in the first place. Because had she not come back, then we wouldn't be in this narrative of like, look, they're not using her. She's going to miss WrestleMania. It's at the very least, to me, apparent that they didn't have anything for her upon her return, unless it was something with the Wyatt Six. So you shouldn't have brought her back until you were for sure ready. You were going to bring the Wyatt Six back, because now here we are in this spot where if they had to come back after WrestleMania, this wouldn't be the narrative. This wouldn't be the conversation. But here we are talking about how Alexa Bliss is unfairly missing WrestleMania. And I think that she is. It's a huge bummer.
Yeah, I feel bad too, because I even forgot about the Wyatt Six. We haven't really seen anything in a while. It's sort of like out of sight, out of mind. So I hope they do sharpen that up. And I hope that the reason we haven't seen much of them is because maybe they got something cool brewing behind the scenes. I would hope so. So let's see that hopefully comes to fruition. Thank you, CJ Lilly. We got Pre-Ola 33 here who said, Paul PG-13 is so boring. Right? I'm rated M for mature.
Storytelling and good delivery of things.
Oh no. Okay, Santi, you'll like this. We got Steve OJ here. It says I'm with Santi, hashtag Team Cena.
Enlightened. Enlightened. All right.
Person.
Enlightened individual that understands.
All right, we got Bailey
Billionaires' children.
Bailey Darley here says the triple threat should open at WrestleMania, if not main eventing. We talked about the women's triple threat. I was actually expecting that to be somewhere in like the middle of the show. I was expecting that to be an opener. Do you think it could be an opener?
I think it could. I think that if Jay is going to win the world title, let that be the opener. That'd be a pretty hype way to start the show. But I'm thinking of like Bailey versus Io Sky, where that was on the card, and it felt important that it was right before the main event. I'm kind of down for this to be a late night match. Like make it feel like you gotta wait for this, because over there on the other side, Charlotte and Tiffy, they're not doing the greatest job of getting us excited for their women's world championship match. I feel like that one speaks more of a night oneer than what we have here in this women's triple threat. I want them to make us wait for it.
Since we're on the topic of the women, I do need to bring this up, by the way. We had Lyra Valkyria do a backstage promo, and we learned that she's going to be in an Intercontinental Championship match against Bayley next week. Now, Santi, my prediction is that Bayley might actually defeat Lyra Valkyria, and I'm wondering if this is them going to be finally picking up where we left off with Bayley versus Roxanne at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship.
I would love to be on board with you if we were talking 3 weeks ago. It feels too quick and out of nowhere to revive Roxanne Perez and bring her into the picture. Would I be opposed to it? Absolutely not. I love Roxanne Perez. I'm having a hard time visualizing because what day are we on? Raw would be April 7th or April 6th or something like that.
Yeah.
Then we only have 2 weeks to build Roxanne and Bayley.
I think they can do it easily. I think they can do it so easily. Let's say Bayley defeats Lyra next Monday, right? And she's celebrating. right? She's having her moment, woo, woo, woo. And then Roxanne's music hits and she comes out and she's like, don't you think I forgot about you, blah, blah, blah. And then we get into some big moments and some big little confrontation there.
Yeah, it looks like they might be doing something with Liv Morgan instead with this Intercontinental Championship. If you get that vibe as well, the back when Raquel and Liv were talking, when they're like,
Dominant for the Intercontinental
Yeah.
Championship than I was on what was going down with Liv and Raquel.
would you be down for another multi-person match?
I just
Liv versus Bailey versus Lyra?
It's just, I don't want to see, I guess, Liv go for the Intercontinental Championship for the women's while she's currently a. I feel like it's too much happening in one area where you did start the story with Bailey and Roxanne, and there is now a moment to pick it right back up.
Right.
And then you also have NXT, so you can still do some stuff on. Who knows? They are probably going to try to throw everybody in there. It'll probably end up being like wise. So I have no idea what they're going to do there. It feels like they didn't really think so much through of what Liv and Bailey specifically would be doing heading into WrestleMania. Two of your top.
I agree. It could be Lyra and Bailey form a token match to go for the tag team titles as well, so that you can get those titles and or before as well for matches that didn't get on the Mania card. We had pre-announced matches, a week ahead.
Some will go out dick jokes. I'm gonna mention
Yeah.
Wesley Can. I'm gonna do it. Josh Jr. He says, hello Denise and Santi. I've seen enough of Io Sky and John Cena's winning at Mania. Also, Santi is right. John Cena could Cody. Come on now. I was winning this, guys. What are you doing to me?
Another person of taste.
People are still winning though. We had 3-2 right now. 3-2. Still winning this. All right. With that being said, he says, I've seen enough. I've seen enough of Io Sky and John Cena's winning at Mania. I'm still thinking John Cena has to win at WrestleMania because then if not, the heel turn would just be like, what do we do that for? You gotta make sure you do that. Bob Ross Jr., thank you so much for the super chat. Very kind of you.
So then, do you think the Rock thing?
We got another super chat. This is from CJ. Thank you so much, CJ. He says, maybe an unpopular opinion. I think Rhea is both too strong. Swear that's 3 out of 4 times she stood tall in fights with Bianca and Io Sky month. Here's the thing though, CJ. I know that Bianca Belair and Io Sky, they have huge fan bases, but Rhea Ripley kind of feels like she's on a whole other level. Like she's a mega star. And so that's why she
A little bit more prominent ever since
today, teaming up with Pete Dunne to take on Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Unfortunately, they found themselves on the losing side of things with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods getting the win. They have been trying to make a case to Adam Pearce that they want a WrestleMania tag team match, and they did have a little bit of a confrontation with the War Raiders. I think they're getting it. I think they're probably going to walk out as WrestleMania champions. It's just a matter of, are they going to do this 2-on-2 match? Are they going to do a multi-man tag team match? I don't even know what the situation is looking like on that side of
A
things.
lot
of
of superstars
a
were
long-
upset the mess
I don't want to say waited.
Put it on the pre-show. People are
You
saying
catch
on
the
the pre-show
Republic.
because nobody cared about the tag team
I'm
titles,
happy
and
to see
the
it. I feel
match
like
was
they made the perfect decision to have their return in London, because I promise you it would have been
the
crickets
match
next
not going
week
to
in
WrestleMania.
Minneapolis. It would have been no pop. Position to lose.
Yeah, that's one of them where they were kind of booked into a corner. Xavier Woods weren't going to lose, so it's just what it is. But oh yeah. See, this time you. They take it. Like, do not do that, please. All right, we got Terrence Matthews here who says, I need them to finally make this a triple threat match. They are taking too long. Oh, they've taken all of those shortcuts and whatnot. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's wild. Thank you so much, Terrence. We got Dawn, aka Smiley Girl, who says, Denise, you know I got you. Santi, I need you. I think you need a nice bowl of fruity pebbles and a game of Wii bowling.
Wow. First of all, Weeble.
And he's just the best. He's funny. He's talented. Freaking Penta, and so he ended up getting pinned. Finn Balor got the win for his team. Afterwards, Morgan was super pissed backstage because Finn Balor was celebrating. I got the win. And it was kind of leaving Dominic Mysterio out of this. So it seems like Liv Morgan's going to work her magic to try to get Dominic into this Intercontinental Championship match, which I'm assuming they're making.
It seems that way. One of the things I said, hey, coach, behind every amazing, wonderful man, there's an even better woman. That's what's happening here. All right, it is Liv Morgan understanding the value of Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio is so humble that he wants to see others succeed before he himself puts himself in a position to succeed. He understands that Finn Balor has been getting pinned left, right, and center, and tell me he proved me.
Super chat, you said.
You can't even spell trying to roast me. Your bum ass.
All right. Oh, we have one for you here. We got the line more in my life. I love you, Denise, but Santi is right.
Layers. Actual thoughtful words.
Okay, here's the thing. If Cody Rhodes was so freaking underwhelming, why was there a whole ass uproar last year to get Cody Rhodes' WrestleMania spot and not give it to who? Dwayne The Rock Johnson is arguably one of the biggest pro wrestling stars, one of the most famous people out there, and the fans still said, no, Dwayne, sorry, we want Cody Rhodes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Denise Salcedo. I'm the goalpost. I thought we were talking about who had the better promo. That was right.
No, I'm just trying to prove that John Cena's point did not impact as hard, this line did not hit as hard, because if Cody Rhodes was so underwhelming, then the fans wouldn't have, uproared the way they did, protested the way they did.
All right, keep fighting this fight, Denise. Keep fighting this fight. Cope away.
Okay.
Vanessa Vasquez, thank you so much for the super
Thank you,
chat.
Vanessa.
We got Sandy Klein who says, kiss Mary Slack with your 3 co-hosts as your third.
Heard her.
Bro, that should
Yeah.
be a contract.
No.
And did you see Cena's face? And fair enough. All right, Sandy Klein, thank you so much for the super chat. We got Bailey Darley here who says, sorry, Santi, Cody won. And did you see Cena's face reaction to you can't wrestle, digging deep to Cena heel character? That was
good acting. All good acting. All right.
And I got another one from me, another point. Woo-hoo. Thank you so much, Bailey. We got AJ Tripp here who says it's too long because they pushed Mania back. It should be last Sunday in March or first Sunday in April. And yes, I said Sunday only one night. Oh, AJ Tripp is a purist, wanting the one night WrestleMania. When they first said that WrestleMania was going to be 2 nights, I wasn't a fan of it. Now I love it, but in the beginning I was like, nah, I like wrestling.
It's actually better being 2 nights, because let's be honest, if it were 1 night, this show will be 5 hours. Nobody will handle a 5.5-hour show. If you want to count the pre-show, it will be 7 hours or 8 hours. May I remind you that what happened in WrestleMania 34 and 35, when the show was way too long? There's no reason for WrestleMania to be this long. So it has to be 2 nights, and it has to be 2.5 hours.
And you'll be one big night. Now I do love this.
Yeah, I go back and watch WrestleMania 35 and you'll realize the beauty of having 2 nights. That thing was way too long. But AJ, I will agree with you. I would have liked this Mania to be this weekend as opposed to waiting so deep into April.
We got Bob Ross Jr. here who says, y'all think Naomi or Jade can cost Bianca her title match at Mania? I'm wanting to sort of leave that out there and do their own thing like they've been doing. They've been doing just hate it. I do not hate it. David, I mean, for me, when I think of, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, I never say no to a ladder match. Santi, that's my guilty pleasure is a ladder match. I never say no.
I'm so with you. On the Patreon, on my Patreon, people can vote on certain matches that we watch on a weekly basis. A ladder match.
Cena cook, Cena for the win. Hell no, I disagree, the block. I disagree. Thank you, the block. All right, we got Cincinnati State here. Thank you so much. It says at the end of the day, Cena was on his back looking up W. Cody.
Well, that has nothing to do with the promos. You can't take that as a point.
I feel like, first of all, success for them, because I think that's what you want. You want people cheering for both sides. But yeah, Cody won.
Did you come out of that like being so certain that everybody would think Cody
Oh,
won?
that's
Yeah, because I
like-
came out of it 100% certain everyone would know Cena won.
No, I even tweeted like Cody Rhodes is fucking awesome, something, whoever. Well, I'm not going to put out there, but I put specifically Cody Rhodes. That's how confident I was going into Santi. It's a point to Denise, but it's okay, Santi, because you can curl up in your teeth. I'm not really sure where to kick off with this, but AJ Styles and Logan Paul had a little bit of a confrontation. We haven't seen Logan Paul since Madison Square Garden show. And I mean, we know this match is headed to WrestleMania. I'm trying to think if there's really anything that stood out to me. London
Denise, I have a
Logan
question
Paul.
for you. I have a question for you. What did this feud start over? You don't know, because I don't
No,
fucking know either.
Oh,
I
God.
have no idea.
Wait, wasn't it a backstage in one of the commercial breaks where AJ Styles just
Sorry. Is that not insane?
Yeah, that is kind of insane. Because I think at that point we were still thinking it was going to be AJ Styles and Braun Breaker. So we were going that direction, and suddenly they pivoted to Logan Paul.
Yeah, the Andrew Schultz thing versus AJ Styles in terms of it feeling like it is from the ground up, grassroots build to WrestleMania.
I feel kind of bad though because it's like I know the match is going to be good. Honestly, the match is going to be good. I know everyone hates Logan Paul, but he does go in there and deliver. So I'm expecting that to be good. But it just feels like, dang, I think I was a little bit more interested in AJ Styles and Braun Breaker there. I thought that was going to be more interesting.
Anything that I. All right.
We got Sin City Sting who says, "What's up with Carrion? I like him a lot and he has presence, but I want to see him in matches. The backstage stuff is fine, but it's a slow burn for me." Santi, by the way, I've been needing to clip this out. I haven't put it out there, but I was doing 2K25, right? And I decided to blindfold myself while I was picking wrestlers, and I legit was not being able to see anybody. I'm pressing buttons. The first freaking person I land on, Karrion Kross.
Nice, your
I didn't
favorite.
believe it. I was like,
Your
I'm being
favorite.
trolled right now. This is a
Yeah.
rib on me.
Your favorite. Yeah, I mean, Carrion, I don't know, man.
That promo
I-
today was rough.
Oh, what does the crowd think is the biggest bad guy? Not a single soul saying the answer he wanted.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, the crowd is confused. Everyone's gonna have a different answer for that. Who are you even doing with at this point?
Yeah, that was uncomfortable. It was not good.
I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say, are you finally turning on Karrion? Because you used to call me out for not being a Karrion Kross.
I like the promos when he's actually on TV and doing stuff, but these commercial promos they felt missable.
Yeah. All right, we got Jacob Tatum here who says Denise is destroying Santi. John Cena and Cody Rhodes might debate just like Cody is Santi. I can still spell correctly and just give up the wave flag.
Jacob, your opinions with me have no merit now after your terrible spelling in the first one. All right. All right. In one ear, out the other, Jacob.
That being said, thank you so much, CJ. All right, guys, that's pretty much we got another one from Mikaro here who says we need a video of promo between Denise and Santi. We should do a My Way video, and that's about. And bye, everyone.
Here's give my commentary.
In London on Friday, and hopefully they can finish strong with the final push into
A live event.
Really get our juices flowing for this show. Right now, they're only flowing a little bit. John Cena brought up mediocrity a lot in this promo, and that's why I feel like this WrestleMania is. So let me know what you guys think of the show.
Bianca calls off Rhea and Io. And then let me go back to JD.
You know Harbor Freight. Sure, millions of people trust this business for they love. Yep. But did you know we also predict
Full time.
Alright, now let me go back to JD from New York. See what he said about this 7 here.
I'm not the only one that stopped watching, that grew disgusted.
Hold on.
Fucking great is John Cena. I think Cena's words have matched his
Hold on, hold on.
attended the Atlantic City. And Cena gets into the ring, and before now has not said a single fucking word. And Cody's gonna get the first word tonight, and then John Cena's gonna go nuclear. So Cody said, no, we let you talk for the last 2 weeks, so I'm going to talk now. He said Cena has claimed he's going to cook him and end him. Where do you want to start? He asked. He said there's a lot that John Cena could make fun of him for. He said, let's address the elephant in the room. I got a little bit of a list. He said sometimes shows up with words beginning with S. He said, I'll give you one here. Stardust.
Huh? You want to talk all that
And
shit,
chanted
Cody?
Stardust.
Hey,
He said that has to bother Cena. That he's going on last in his final WrestleMania main event against the wrestler once known as Stardust. Cody says he could go after the fact that I have an arm tattoo, but it's on my neck. So Cody is kind of punching himself in the face. He's making fun of Stardust and his list and his tattoo. These are easy targets for John Cena. Easy targets. So he's addressing them right now. So John Cena, when he eventually talks about these things, they're not as big of a deal. So after he mentions the tattoo, Cody waited it out after fans were chanting his name. He says he's struggling with the fact that Superman is really dead. So we got another "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chant. Cody waits out the fans, and this is the part that really irked me on Friday night. I mean, the fans. I love the fans' energy. I love the UK fans. I love the international fans in general. But they get so boisterous sometimes that they kind of overtake the segment, and then the wrestlers are forced to wait it out until they quiet down to continue the promo. I mean, Cody is kind of ramping himself up here to get to the point, and they're just berating him with chants and songs and fucking everything that you could possibly think of. It does get a little obnoxious. So we gotta wait that out. He says he doesn't think Cena's words have matched his actions yet. He says he thinks Cena has lied to the audience the last 2 weeks. He says they used to ride together, as he knows he used to care about him at one point, and also the fans. Cody told Cena to really tell the fans why, John. Just give us the reason as to why. Cena finally utters his first words and says he won't reduce himself and punch down to Cody's level just to protect Cody. He says he has been protected long enough. It's funny coming from John Cena, telling Cody Rhodes that he's been protected long enough. Someone in John Cena's position, I don't know if you could even possibly think of anybody who was more protected than John Cena. You'd have to go back to the fucking Hulk Hogan days. He says he's been protected long enough. He says he's not going to cook him. I'm going to bury you. He said people have been saying for years that John Cena buries talent. I don't bury talent. I am talent. I bury mediocrity. It was a great fucking line. That was a great line. I mean, it's very difficult to even look at what John Cena said here and deny that he's right.
You only look good this year than last
John
year.
Cena is talent.
You only look good.
I mean, you can sit there and claim that so-and-so is better on the microphone than John Cena, and John Cena is not the best promo in the history of WWE, he's certainly top 5, if he's not the greatest ever. So John Cena is talent. And there's a very rare breed of that talent with the vocal ability and the ability to sell someone with his words than John Cena. So yes, he does bury mediocrity. In fact, he takes everybody that the fans think is the top and makes them feel mediocre. That's what he did with Roman Reigns on their way to No Mercy several years ago. You guys remember that promo? He left Roman Reigns in a puddle of mediocrity. I don't know if it was that way, but everybody in the company is fucking vehemently pushing Roman Reigns. He's the guy. This is the guy we want to get behind. This is the people's guy. No, he's not. He was never the people's guy. He was Vince's guy. And I don't know if it was done like the way it was by design, but John Cena made him look as mediocre as the fans knew at that point in time that Roman Reigns was. So again, you can sit there and say that John Cena stuff to really understand where he's coming from. Everything he said there was fact. He is talent. And he buries mediocrity. Because nobody that's ever stood across from him has been able to match up to what John Cena says on the microphone. Minus a couple of people. I'm not going to say everybody. You got your punks of the world, and you got Cody here. Handful of people, but that's about it. He says he doesn't care about his list. He doesn't care about his failures. He says he's manipulated himself to the top of the business. He says he has ridden the coattails of his success. Now it's getting interesting. How has Cody Rhodes ridden the coattails of John Cena's success? I've been so great that WWE can hand the heartbeat of this organization to my chauffeur. He calls Cody Rhodes his chauffeur. He then called Cody a slimy pickpocket. He said Cody stole the blueprint and now thinks he can run the kingdom. So being his chauffeur, he feels that Cody Rhodes listened to John Cena over several years of riding the road with him and stealing all of the knowledge that John Cena was giving out. Cody stole all that so that he could overtake John Cena at this stage of his career. He stole the blueprint and now thinks he can run the kingdom. He said it disgusts him. He says he sat by his side and stole every secret he needed to in order to be undeniable. Cody, you are still underwhelming. He told Cody that he has to be authentic because they can see through phony. The fans, especially nowadays, can absolutely see through phony. Now, did everybody think that John Cena was phony at the height of his WWE run? I could see them thinking that John Cena was phony. I mean, I did. I stopped watching for a year when they made John Cena the next Hulk Hogan. Every show I had to see John Cena end the fucking show. Every show I had to see John Cena win and win and win and win. Growing up in the Hulk Hogan era of the WWE, you ended every pay-per-view, every WrestleMania with Real American playing at the end of the show, and it just got boring. I could not watch another era of WWE go through the same thing that I hated in the 80s and the 90s. And here we are with John Cena. And then they tried to do it again with Roman Reigns, and thank God that didn't go off the way Vince wanted to. You have to be authentic because they can see through phony. He says he didn't listen, and it shows. You're too perfect. You're too polished. You're too rehearsed.
Exactly. And
Cody relies on fans singing his name over and over and over again. John Cena backed away. There was this fucking great camera shot of the fans They were chanting Cody, Cody Rhodes, and Cena backed away, put the microphone in the air because he knew exactly what the fans were going to do before they even did it. And he started laughing because he basically played the crowd and the audience like the bunch of puppets that they are. How great is John Cena? How fucking great is John Cena? He says he's tricked the fans, Cody, into loving mediocrity. Basically putting down what you see there, the polished $20,000 suits, the politician-like replies and promos, the sing-alongs. Cena said Cody doesn't look or act like him, and he sure as hell doesn't work like me. Now, I don't know, some people might have been confused by the way he said this. He didn't mean in-ring work. He didn't mean in-ring work. He means basically the whole hustle, loyalty, respect. Work your ass to the bone every single night, every single day to get to where he is. We all know Cody's a better pro wrestler. Cody even said that today in his rebuttal to John Cena. He said Cody doesn't act or look or work like him because he's still scared to show everyone who he is exactly. He says he's some generic mix of every TV show he's ever watched in a big, confused blog. He says it makes him look like a 16-year-old taking acting lessons who is still afraid of public speaking. He says he hasn't worked, or he has worked too damn hard to have the title paraded around by a paint-by-numbers, sociopathic nepo baby who was so into himself, he had his wrestling gimmick tattooed onto himself for the world to say, here's my tattoo. It exposes him like the common fan. He exposed himself to the marks in the audience. It's crazy, man. So he basically made fun of his tattoo after Cody brought up the tattoo right in the beginning. Said that he tattooed the American Nightmare logo onto his neck for the world to see. His tattoo expresses that he is a common fan, like everybody in the arena. He told Cody to go straight to Fanatics after WrestleMania and go buy a toy belt that the fans buy and call himself their champion, because the last real champion is taking the belt home forever and exposing you for who you are, an errand boy who got lucky. That's your why, pal. And we actually got a John Cena chant, a positive Cena chant, after his first round of promo here. John Cena, he came swinging for the fucking fences. He came swinging for the fences. And everything he said has merit. Everything he said has merit from the eyes of a heel who did what he did. And he's basically using all of the disgust and dislike that fans have for Cody. There's a small pocket of fans that don't like Cody Rhodes. They find him to be boring. They find him to be too polished. They find him to be fake. They find him to be nothing more than a fucking politician running for the presidential office. They find him to be boring. They find him to be everything that John Cena once upon a time was. And John Cena is using that and throwing that right back at Cody Rhodes. But Cody Rhodes is no dummy. Everything that John Cena said about Cody Rhodes knows good and well exactly what John Cena was to the WWE audience at the height of his career and what people thought of him as well. Cody said, John, I didn't expect to say this. Maybe I was chosen, but you know who chose me? They chose me. The fans chose me. Can you say the same, Cena? Or is one guy in the office who's not here anymore the one who chose you, and we can't talk about him anymore. It's always great when we get a nice Vince McMahon reference indirectly and we throw Vince underneath the bus. Because that's exactly what John Cena was. John Cena basically was as manufactured from the top of the office at Titan Tower as they come. And he was a product of what Vince McMahon wanted and what Vince McMahon thought the WWE needed. Another superhero modeled after all the other top baby faces in the eras before John Cena. But the fans slowly started to wake up. They didn't want an era of John Cena that mirrored Hulk Hogan. They didn't want an era of Roman Reigns that mirrored Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, the fans don't like it when you force someone down a throat, shove them down a throat, tell them to hate the guy. I mean, Hulk Hogan was the same thing. John Cena was the same thing. And it was the same thing with Roman Reigns, where people thought, oh, now we got another John Cena. Vince don't care what the fans want. Vince does what Vince wants to do.
You mean to tell me that Vince McMahon, coming out of Stone Cold and The Rock, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, you were going to the John Cena well, and you were gonna fucking mirror him after what Hulk Hogan was? I don't know why anybody thought that was gonna be a lasting thing for as long as it was. There's a reason why he was hated. There was a reason why people like me, and I'm not the only one that stopped watching, that grew disgusted and bored and tired of the same old shit. Cody absolutely was going to throw that back in his face. I don't get that sense with Cody. Cody's not been around long enough to even warrant that feeling from the audience. I don't attribute any of that to Cody Rhodes. Just looking at it from a fan's perspective, I don't look at Cody Rhodes and feel those same things that John Cena said tonight. I look at Cody Rhodes as someone who couldn't get by in the WWE, had to leave, make a name for himself, go start up a rival promotion, and make himself into a fucking household name to a point where he came back and he was bigger than he ever was. Then in the WWE and even in AEW. He made himself into a fucking household name, and a name that is still being admired for what he did on the independent circuit, because he went out there and went into business for himself and made a name for himself. I don't look at anything that John Cena says about Cody and agree with him. And again, it goes back to the fans. The fans are too smart nowadays. They don't look at Cody that way either. The only people that hate Cody Rhodes are the disgruntled sickos who see Cody Rhodes succeeding and where he came from. Why did he leave AEW? Why did he abandon us? Those are the people that hate Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is not hated for any other reason. Those are the people that hate Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes really doesn't really do anything to find himself hated at all. It's very weird. Very weird behavior. A nice Vince McMahon burial indirectly, though, is always great for the show.
Exactly.
He said, he is Cody Rhodes, a wrestler like his father before him, and if anyone is a company creation, it's you, John Cena, not me.
Exactly.
He said, everyone is so terrified of you on the microphone. I'm not, because I know you've got more dick in your promo than you do in your jorts. So he went not only with the, you're a manufactured Vince McMahon prototype, but he went to the jorts. So Cena came out swinging. Cody says, you know what? I'm coming up with fucking 3-man odd. I'm bringing every single fucking one of them in. You want to make fun of me appearing like I'm 16? You're the one who hangs out with Zac Efron and wishes he was 16. He says it was such a softball he threw at him when he said he created all of this and him. You created a lot of disenfranchised fans who made it easy for me to pack up and go elsewhere. Again, Cody, check. Vince McMahon manufactured prototype, check. Jorts, check. Disenfranchised fans who stopped watching because of the way John Cena was presented. And by the way, this includes the people who were working there who knew that there was no spot for them at the top of the card because of what was happening with John Cena and Vince McMahon. So they opted to take their fucking bags and go elsewhere and go find success, more success outside the WWE than inside.
Exactly. It was the same thing with Roman Reigns because Vince McMahon kept putting the same people. He wanted to put John Cena and Roman Reigns at the top babyface and kept giving the same old shit. That's when my people left and others got released.
Don't act like you cleaned up your room before you left and went to Hollywood. Don't act like you left WWE better than when you found it. Between you and I, which one of us sold out to The Rock? And chanted, you sold out, you sold out. I could have did without this next line, though. This really felt out of place to me, especially after what Cody Rhodes has just said to John Cena. He went on to say, you're still my hero, John. But then he followed it up with, that doesn't mean you're not a piece of shit, though. And cheered and then chanted, piece of shit, keep it classy, United Kingdom. Cena says his brain is filled with feces and not facts. I have worse, Cody's brain, not John Cena's brain. Cody's brain is filled with feces and not facts. I have worked 100 times harder than you, and never once was I protected from an audience or a superstar taking their best shot at me. He says he lets anyone who steps into the ring take their strongest swing to see if they are worthy to put him into the ground. He said no one has ever been worthy, so he decided to do it himself. He said that's why he never left. He said no matter what garbage they give him, he found a way to make it great.
It really
You had to leave. You had to leave because you realized that at your best, you can't wipe my ass. I make empires for billionaires. All you've ever done is steal money from their kids. Oh my goodness. So not only did we get a Vince McMahon indirect, let's throw his name on the bus, John Cena had to come back and throw Tony Khan's name indirectly under the bus, because that's exactly what the billionaire line was. I made money, and I built empires for billionaires. All you ever done was steal money from those billionaires' kids. That line got me, man. That line popped me. I laughed my fucking ass off at that line. Again, is it not true? Is it not true? It absolutely is true. See you at WrestleMania, champ. Cena began to leave the ring. Cody says, I'm not done. He said, never once has an audience chanted at me, you can't wrestle. So obviously this crowd chanted, you can't wrestle. Cena seemed triggered by this. He re-entered the ring. He took a swing at Cody. Cody ducked and then gave Cena a crossroads. Cena laid flat on his back. Cody obviously stood tall as the segment came to a close. Fans are singing, Cody, Cody Rhodes. He raised his belt in the air, and Michael Cole ended saying by Cody, and what he did here tonight isn't afraid to show exactly who he is. They did everything that they needed to do tonight, outside of mentioning how or why The Rock is involved. So all that drip content that we got over the last couple of weeks, how come they didn't do this? How come they didn't do that? Where's the physicality? We got a little bit of the physicality. We got a big reason why John Cena did what he did. And I thought tonight, it made John Cena look great. It made Cody look great and sound great. That was the best Cody has sounded since his return to the WWE with a microphone in his hand. I thought this segment was fantastic. Now, I don't know how the match is going to come off on April 20th. John Cena has done a great job up until this point. Cody Rhodes has done a great job up until this point. I don't know where Cena's going to be over the next 3 weeks. I don't know how WWE is going to keep the momentum coming out of this, because you would think that they have to keep the momentum just as much coming out of this going into next week. Is John Cena not advertised, and are we not going to see John Cena until April 20th? Or is WWE not advertising John Cena, but we get him at least one more time before Las Vegas? And they're keeping it under wraps because they got something big planned. A big segment, a big go-home, big send-off. Do we not see John Cena and we see The Rock instead? I know everybody's calling back to what happened last year. Outside the tour bus, in the rain, Mama Rhodes. And The Rock beat Cody with his weight belt as he smeared Cody's blood on the
And the
white
Rock
weight belt.
buried Cody Rhodes and he walked on
Are we going to
Cody
get a
Rhodes.
segment like
This
that?
is what's going to happen to WrestleMania.
I feel like
I
we
told you,
need something
Don't break
like
my heart
that.
again. That's what you did at the
I feel
chamber.
like we
Now I'm going
need
to break your heart.
that Rock presence.
You're not going to like it. And the Rock
For
just
2
buried
weeks, John
Cody
Cena
Rhodes.
made it
So
about the
that's
fans. For 2 weeks, it was John Cena versus the WWE Universe and not John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. I overlooked that because I knew eventually they would get there. I said it 2 weeks ago. I said it last week. You're not going to sit there and tell John Cena what to do, what to say, and where to go. John Cena's been doing this at the highest of levels for 25 years. There is no fucking person in this realm
So he
that is
represented the
going
man.
to tell John Cena what he has to do. John Cena knows what he has to do before people are even thinking. That's why we didn't get what we get, or what we got for the 2 weeks, and we got it tonight. I knew we were going to get this face-to-face. It had to happen. But people were like, what's going on? What's going on? Sure. The fans get impatient. Sure, the fans want to know why. If this was anybody else, I would have doubled down on that. I would have made that more of a concern. Being that it was John Cena, I wasn't going to make it that big of a deal. I wasn't. It's a concern, but it's not like DEFCON 5. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God, man, the fucking road
Cody
to
hasn't been
WrestleMania
around
is
then.
Cody's ruined. I don't know how I'm going to get interested in this. You don't know who the fuck you're watching, bro. You don't know who you're dealing with. We've watched John Cena for 25 years. Why would you ever doubt anything that comes out of John Cena's mouth, especially in his last year? John Cena didn't know what he had to do coming into tonight. He didn't know what he had to do coming out of last week's show. You don't think John Cena pays attention to everything that people are saying? He may have some AI bot running his social media account, but that doesn't mean he doesn't know what the fans' criticisms are. Everybody made a big deal about nothing. Everybody. I'm not saying you can't have concerns, you're not allowed to have concerns, but this is not fucking some rinky-dink Rhodes scrub who's getting his first championship match at WrestleMania. They both knew they needed this tonight, and they delivered on all fronts. The only thing that we need is a why about The Rock. Why is there a connection between Cena and The Rock? Why did John Cena align himself with The Rock? Why didn't John Cena mention The Rock in any of his promos? It was Cody tonight who mentioned The Rock. John Cena didn't mention one fucking word. Is it The Rock that's going to explain himself on behalf of John Cena in the 3 weeks that we still have left? Maybe that's the reason. I didn't expect The Rock to be there. If The Rock is going to show up and explain to everybody why John Cena and him are linked together, I think that would be fantastic. I think we need, and I mean this, I think we need, because tonight Cody left Cena laying with a crossroads. Just like Pro Wrestling 101, I think We watch enough pro wrestling to know that at some point over the next 3 weeks, Cody Rhodes is going to get his ass handed to him, but by who? And if John Cena is not on the show for 3 weeks, that only leaves one other person that was in that ring with him, and I'm not talking about Travis Scott. WWE will advertise The Rock for one of the shows coming up. Cody Rhodes will have another Mama Rhodes
And the Rock is very
segment,
totally will.
just like he did last year, where
It's
his
fucking
blood
happening
is
with the man. You're
spilled,
not gonna like it.
and the
You
world
broke my
around
heart
Cody
at the chamber,
Rhodes
but
is looking
the
very
chamber.
dismal
I'm
going
gonna
into
break your
Las
heart.
Vegas.
I'm gonna break your mama's heart.
I need to
Oh,
feel
Cody, my baby's
that the bright lights of Las Vegas are too
I
bright
told you last year.
for Cody Rhodes,
I told you.
and that John
And you
Cena
buried Cody when you
is
beat his ass
absolutely
tonight.
the
Everyone said,
odds-on
wow, they made
favorite
Cody
going
win.
into
They
WrestleMania.
think that Cody won.
And at the end, I'm having John Cena win the WWE Championship. Now, we don't know that for sure. We don't know what fucking card WWE has up their sleeve. I feel like WWE's the fucking sly poker player sitting at the Tournament of Champions, the World Series of Poker, and they got their ace up their sleeve, and they're not letting anybody know what that is, man. What is their ace up the sleeve, if any, this year? Everybody tends to think that it's CM Punk's favor from Paul Heyman. We don't know what that is. Everybody's saying John Cena should walk out the WWE champion on night 2 at WrestleMania 41. Who's to say that they don't make a stipulation and add CM Punk to the main event of WrestleMania 41 and he walks out of WrestleMania as the WWE champion? That promo from a couple of weeks ago, not even a couple of weeks ago, was after the Elimination Chamber, that Monday following the Chamber on March 3rd. He mentioned both John Cena and The Rock and that he is going to get them both. Yeah, what an ace up the sleeve that would be if CM Punk is added to the WrestleMania main event on night 2, making that a triple threat match, and he fucks over CM Punk, or CM Punk fucks over John Cena and The Rock on the same night. It's not over yet. They could certainly do that if they wanted. I'm not even sure we'll find out what the favor is until WrestleMania. We don't know. Something needs to happen. I need to feel a sense of dread for Cody. So right now, he's sitting pretty. Right now, they're about even. Him and Cody, Cena and Cody are even. Cody laid him out with the Crossroads. The next 3 weeks, that gives Cody that sense of, all right, man, now I'm trailing again in the late innings. How do I get back? I thought what they did was fucking great. One of the best pro wrestling segments of the year so far through the first 4 months of the year. More of this next week. Keep the momentum. How are they going to do that? The one thing that we don't need is Cody building this entire story by himself. I would rather not even see the television. They did and said everything that they could possibly say tonight. They could have went another half an hour, and I'm sure they would have had loaded chambers ready to go and ready to fire each other.
I can't wait until.
This is why I hope John
great for
Cena's
me that I
3
cannot wait.
weeks includes at least
When
one more set.
When WrestleMania, I can't wait to see you.
And it's not
Because
John
I'm the
Cena
least
away
of
for
the
3
problem
weeks until we get to
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. Fantastic
You
stuff.
got to deal with someone else, and the same person that you broke his heart at the chamber.
Moving on. Adam Pearce. He came out on stage and mentioned the New Day, who made their ring introductions and are already in the ring. He mentioned that the New Day want a shot at the tag team titles, want a shot at the War Race. When, where? We don't know. He introduced a tag team that is absolutely a viable threat to the New Day. A returning Tyler Bate, a strong boy, and Pete Dunne, the new Catch Republic, are back on Monday Night Raw. No better place for Tyler Bate to make his return than his home country of the United Kingdom. This was very good. And I'm happy to see that Tyler Bate is back. If you guys don't know who Tyler Bate is, I would urge you to go research some old NXT UK. Tyler Bate fan before that. Set up a double team. Kingston yanked on Bate. Runs down the aisleway to get an interview with the New Day, and there was no ring general tonight. Gunther is beatable. Jimmy would beat him tonight, and Tope Suicida, big shoulder tackle right through the rope. Locking the sleeper on Jimmy once again. Jey Uso's music hits. He's speed. He was fucking great. Great. I thought this segment came to an end after the commercial. The fucking segment continued when we got back from the commercial with Gunther before the commercial ran away, and he was back in the ring, and we for the ring steps and lands a kick on close as he could, fingertips away until Jey cannot touch him. How do you think he feels about not main eventing WrestleMania against main event Jey Uso? How do you think Gunther internally feels? That's what I wish that they would really harp on, honestly. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins are getting the night one main event. Cody and John Cena getting the night two main event. Gunther is the world's heavyweight champion. Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. You don't think Gunther has some internal feeling, internal just hatred towards Jey Uso? I gotta deal with this fucking guy. Meanwhile, I'm the world champion and I'm not main eventing WrestleMania. That's personal for Gunther as well. That would be a great cherry on top if they gave Gunther a script next week or over the course of the next 3 weeks and he explained that to Jey Uso. You ain't a fucking main event. Otherwise, I'd be in the main event. I'm not in the main event because of you. Everything they did here, did they fix the entire fucking 6-7 week stretch that we got? I don't know, man. I don't know. But this is like a baseball team who's being shut out for 7 fucking innings, and then come the 8th inning, their bats finally come alive and they do it. That's what they went for. The best decision that they did was turn this into a personal conflict. The best thing that they did was add Jimmy Uso to Jey Uso's WrestleMania season. Now when Jey wins, not only is he beating Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, but he's defending the fucking honor of his brother, who got his ass handed to him tonight. Those are the best stories in all of pro wrestling. Did they fix the mediocrity that we got for the first 6 weeks, 7 weeks? That's going to be up to you guys to decide. Me personally, the damage has already been done. But WWE is really making a strong case for this to finally feel like a WrestleMania match. And I do think that we are absolutely at that point. We got 3 weeks left to go. WWE's got a shot at batting even here and coming up even. Mania, and if Pierce doesn't give him one, he may have to take matters into his own hands. Who does Ludwig Kaiser wrestle at WrestleMania? He's been off TV for the last several weeks. I don't know. More Netflix celebrities were in attendance. Charlie Brooker, who's a part of the Black Mirror universe. UFC's Michael Page and Kate Nash, who's from the Netflix series Glow. I'm tired of celebrities, man. It's just overly fucking forced. I don't give a shit if they're Netflix or not. I don't care. I don't care about Black Mirror. I'm looking forward to Black Mirror, though. My sick and twisted conspiracy theory mindset, man. Penta suffered his first pinfall loss in WWE. Dominic Mysterio and Penta began the match. Bell rings. Dominic comes off with. Balor takes advantage of this miscommunication. Connects. Pieces to the puzzle are Braun Breaker, Penta, and Finn Balor for now. How do we get Dominic involved? Unless Dominic is not involved, he costs Balor the match at WrestleMania, and then we get payback. Balor versus Dominic in St. Louis. I don't know. but that would make 3 triple threat matches at WrestleMania. Punk, Rollins, Reigns, Io, Bianca, and Rhea Ripley. And now we're looking potentially at Balor, Penta, and Braun Breaker. I mean, I'm not big on the multi-person matches, but it certainly looks like we have at least 3 multi-person matches right now for WrestleMania. And it makes me think that Penta taking the pinfall loss here, I'm predicting right now that Penta walks out of WrestleMania with the Intercontinental Championship. I do think that Balor and Dominic go on to do what they got to do. They're going to feud. Judgment Day is going to implode. I think it's about time. That group has run its course on Monday night. Either break them up or start completely from the ground up and do something fresh. A whole new makeup of the group. Get rid of that fucking theme song because it's fucking terrible. I don't know why they stopped paying for the trademark licensing fees for the other side by Alter Bridge. How do you go from that to what we hear now? Balor, Dominic payback. Penta wins the IC title. Braun Breaker, he gets his match with Goldberg. I don't know how many matches Goldberg has on his WWE deal this year. 1 match, 2 matches. I wish it was 0 matches. But if it's going to be 1 match, it's going to be Braun Breaker. If it's going to be 2 matches, it's going to be Breaker and Goldberg. I don't know where they're going with Goldberg, but I could see Breaker losing the IC title. That frees him up for Goldberg, possibly in Saudi. And then we get Braun Breaker, maybe towards the end of the year, maybe going into 2026. Maybe he is going to start venturing into the World Heavyweight Championship discussion. It's not, I don't want to say it's not logical to think about what's coming next, but that's the way my mind works. I don't want to start taking the belt off Gunther yet, putting it on Jay, saying Braun Breaker is going to be the next World Heavyweight Champ. I like thinking about what potentially comes next. But I do see Breaker losing that championship to Penta. Penta walks out of WrestleMania with the Intercontinental title. Breaker goes on to wrestle Goldberg in Saudi Arabia. That's the way that I see it playing. AJ Styles.
I'm gonna end the video. I made this very, very long. My apology. Probably should make it this long, but I think that's all I'm gonna make today. Yes, I'm gonna thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Make sure y'all hit that like button, leave a comment. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all later.